ज्योति स्टेनो टाइपिंग कॉलेज में आप सभी का स्वागत है बच्चों। कैसे आप सभी, उम्मीद करता हूँ अच्छे होंगे। ये जो है एसएससी या सीआईएसएफ या कहें डीआरडीओ या केवीएस में जो है ये डिक्टेशन बोली जा सकती है। सीआरपीएफ में तो खैर इतनी आसान सी नहीं बोलेंगे वो, या सीआरपीएफ में भी बोल दे, क्या पता। Dictation start after 5 seconds. The need for a new education policy was felt in the country for a long time. 3 national education policies have been introduced in India till now. These 3 policies are National Education Policy 1968, National Education Policy 1986 and National Education Policy 2020. The National Education Policy 1986 was revised in the year 1992. The emphasis of previous policies on education was mainly on issues of access to education. The new education policy has been brought in keeping with the shortcomings of the previous education policy and the current and future needs, which can lead to large-scale transformative reforms in both the school and higher education sectors. In June 2017, a committee was formed under the chairmanship of former ISRO chief Dr. K. Kasturi Rangan to formulate a new education policy. The draft of the National Education Policy was presented by this committee in May 2019. To achieve full human potential, education is a fundamental requirement for the development of a just and equitable society and to promote national development. The whole world is undergoing rapid changes in the knowledge landscape. In this context, the National Education Policy 2020 was approved by the Government of India on July 29, 2020, and the Ministry of Human Resource Development was also renamed as the Ministry of Education. The new education policy will replace the 34-year-old National Education Policy 1986. The new National Education Policy 2020 aims at the universalization of education from preschool to secondary level with a 100% gross enrollment ratio GER in schooling by 2030. The new education policy 2020 proposes some changes including the opening of Indian higher education in foreign universities and the introduction of a 4-year multidisciplinary undergraduate program with several exit options. The objective of the new education policy 2020 is to make India a global knowledge superpower. The NEP 2020 policy also proposes that all universities and colleges aim to be multidisciplinary by 2040. This policy will boost employment in the country and fundamentally change our educational system. This policy talks about reorganizing the existing 10 plus 2 school system into a new system of 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, the basis of the curriculum and teaching of all children aged 3 to 18 years. At present, children between the ages of 3 to 6 are not included in the 10 plus 2 structure, as 6-year-olds are admitted in class 1. The current 10 plus 2 system is to be replaced by a new 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 curriculum structure for the age of 3-8, 8-11, 11-14 and 14-18 years respectively. Foundation stage 5 is divided into two parts. For the first 3 years, children will take preschooling education in Anganwadi. After this, children will studying in a school in classes 1 and 2 for the next 2 years. A new curriculum will be designed for these 5 years of studies. It will include children from 3 to 8 years old. In the initial phase 3, children from classes 3 to 5 will taught. During this time, children will be taught science, mathematics, art, etc. through experimentation. It will taught to children between 8 and 11 years old. In this phase, children from classes 6 to 8 will be educated. These classes will be taught subject based courses. Vocational courses will also be started from class 6, in which children will be taught a variety of skills. The child will be taught coding from class 6 itself. In addition, project based learning will also start in class 6. Children of 11 to 14 years will be included in this phase. In this phase, students of classes 9 to 12 will study in 2 stages. In the first phase, there will be students of classes 9 and 10, and in the second phase, students of classes 11 and 12. Students will also be given the freedom to choose the subject. There will be some subjects that will be general for all, and there will be some optional subjects like art, music, vocational subjects, etc., out of which students will be able to choose the subject according to their interest. The phase will cover 14 to 18 year olds to make the board exams of classes 10 and 11 easier. The core competencies have to be tested instead of memorized facts. All students are allowed to take the exam twice. An independent authority to regulate both public and private schools. There is no rigid separation between educational streams, extra curriculum and vocational stream in schools. Vocational education starts in class 6 with an internship. Under the new National Education Policy 2020, admission to foreign universities is expected to make the education system expensive. There is a shortage of skilled teachers in current elementary education. In such a situation, practical problems are being seen in the implementation of the system made for elementary education under the National Education Policy 2020. Admission to foreign universities will lead to the migration of skilled Indian teachers. A new and comprehensive national curriculum framework for teacher education NCFTE will be prepared by NCTE in consultation with NCERT. By 2030, the minimum degree qualification for teaching is a 4-year integrated B.Ed degree. Education is an essential and indispensable element for the all-round development of any society and the country, and a comprehensive national education policy is formulated by a nation to fulfill this requirement. The new National Education Policy 2020 approved by the Government of India is an important initiative in this direction. The success of this new education policy will depend on how it is implemented. Therefore, it can be said that India is the country with the youngest population, and India's future will depend on providing high quality educational opportunities to these youth. इसकी स्पीड भी बच्चों लगभग 82 या 81 के आसपास रही है। वेबसाइट पे इसको लगा दिया गया है, वहाँ जाकर इसको आप टाइप कर सकते हैं। इस क्लास के अंदर इतना बच्चों, नमस्कार बच्चों।